Hello, you are listening to the OmniTalk Fast Five, brought to you in partnership with Microsoft, the A&M Consumer and Retail Group, Takeoff, Sezzle, and Silk. Headline number one, Kohl's CEO Michelle Gass is headed to Levi's to become their president and then to succeed now CEO Chip Bergh within 18 months. According to Retail Live, Gass will leave her position at Kohl's on December 2nd, and during the interim period before she takes over for Bergh, Gass will lead the Levi's brand and its global digital and commercial operations. Tom Kingsbury, who joined the Kohl's board on the recommendation of activist investors last year, will take the chief executive duties on an interim basis at Kohl's until a replacement is named. All right, Chris.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath before. I know you have a lot of feelings about this.
Did you say Retail Live or Retail Dive too, by the way? I think you might have said Retail Live, which is classic.
Are you going to get a dive at me before you go on your rant? Okay. All right,
Ann. But I got to get you warmed up because this is going to be a big one. This could be an all-timer. Like, I'm going to start this show off high, and then I'm going to bring down the volume level. But this is going to be an 11 style rant, dialing it up, Spinal Tap style. All right. So here's my take on this. It's a bad move from Levi's. From this perspective of what Gass has done at Kohl's, there is nothing that entitles her to get the keys to the denim kingdom that is Levi's, in my opinion. And here are the facts. Okay. I spent a lot of time on this yesterday. Bring in the facts. Number one, it's probably the most important here. The market cap of Kohl's during her tenure went from $8.2 billion. I looked this up yesterday when she took over in May of 2018. And it now stands at $3.1 billion as of yesterday. So a $5 billion difference, less than half of what it was previously valued when she took over. Okay. Her resume prior to Kohl's was roughly 6 years at P&G, another almost 17 years at Starbucks. Two experiences that are about as far away from denim and apparel as the shareholders have been from seeing a return on their Kohl's investment over that period of time, as I just said. But Ann, wait, there's more. Okay. Number three, the strategy should be put in place. We've talked about this on the show a lot. Yep. They're laughable, particularly 2 points, particularly the small format plans, which we've talked about that a lot. Like, why do I need a smaller Kohl's? Like, I don't get that. And also, of course, the athleisure and wellness pillar. That is another staple of theirs. Like, we're sitting in Lululemon right now. What right does Kohl's have to win in that space when Lululemon, Target, what's the Fabletics is the one I can never remember. I was trying to think of. All those people are playing the same space. It's skating to where the puck is, not where the puck is going. And then the last point I would make too is if you look at the activist activity at Kohl's, July 2nd, I looked this up too. You look back, July 2nd, Kohl's decided not to sell itself to the franchise group for a reported $8 billion. $8 billion. That was July, 4 months ago. Yeah. So you're going to tell me that Gass wasn't already having conversations with Levi's or at least had feelers out there around this time? Yeah. So if I'm a Kohl shareholder, I'm pissed and I'm slightly pissed. And I'm probably, if you're smart, I think you're saying good riddance. Buyer beware, Levi's is my last point. Buyer beware, rant over. All right, Ann. Yeah. Take me off the ledge. I'm going to have to take you off the ledge because do you think the shareholders are really surprised? I mean, I don't know that I would be surprised. I think the activist shareholders are probably chomping at the bit. Yeah. They've been calling for her exit for months. And so I think to me, like this, I'm not surprised. You said that, like, was she out looking for a job? Like, probably, I don't know. I can't fault her for like going out and exploring when all of these investors are telling the board that they want you gone. And, you probably, the writing's probably on the wall. It's par for the course as a CEO. I guess, but I guess I can't fault her too much for exploring other opportunities. Now, my real issue here is from Levi's side. And I guess it sounds like that's where you are too. It is, like, for sure. Is 100%. Levi's making the right hire here for the future of Levi's? And that to me is questionable. I don't know that I would be making this hire if I was in that position. I dug deep, Chris. I tried to figure out like what is going on in Levi's mind. Number one thing I could think of here was that, Kohl's is, they have an exclusive relationship with Levi's to sell their silver tab denim line. So perhaps that's an issue. Like, she's the end user. If wholesale is going to be a bigger strategy going forward for Levi's, maybe they want somebody in that position that can kind of help navigate those relationships. I don't know though. I still think like if I'm Levi's, I'm looking for somebody that's got more innovation chops, more digital chops, that's going to try to move the brand forward. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think the last point I would make here, and then we could keep going, is like, if you look at the resume, it's just not there. And so my question would be, is she really the best one that you're going to come in, groom, have her take over for Chip Bergh at a period of time when he leaves 18 months later, roughly? Like, is she the only best answer that you want to saddle your horse to that and all the internal politics that are going to come with that as she's sitting there like woman in waiting to take over? And I don't think so. I think this is it's a move that I think we'll look back, and I wouldn't be surprised if Chip Bergh actually comes back as CEO at some point when this fails desperately.
Well, we'll see. She's taking over digital innovation like day one, so we'll start the tracker,
which Kohl's is so good at too, by the way.